Hey there, Angular folks, and welcome back. Signal Forms is getting a fix for something that's been missing since it was created, and I'll bet you don't even realize it's been a problem. If you've ever used a number input, you've probably shipped a worse user experience than you intended without even realizing it. Let's fix that, and I'll show you the right way to handle numeric inputs in Angular 22. Here, we have a simple sign-up form with a username, email, and age. The age field is always going to be a number, so we're going to wire this up a few different ways to show some different issues and end with probably the best overall implementation. Let's switch over and look at the code. Here, we're looking at the TypeScript for our form component. The first thing we see is a typed form model where age is a number or null. That detail is going to matter in a second. Then, if we scroll down, we can see our form model signal used to store the state of our form. Here, age is initialized to null. Below that is our form configuration using the form function from the Signal Forms API. We already have required validators for the username, email, and age. So this is what we're starting with. Now it's time to finish adding the logic for the age field. First, we need to add some additional validation. We don't want the user to be able to join if they're under 18, so we'll add a min validator for this. Next, we need to be sure it's a valid number for an age. Like if they enter a value greater than 120, it's probably not valid. So let's add a max validator for this. Okay, that should be everything we need here. So let's switch over to the template and add the field itself. But first, here we're looking at the username field bound with the form field directive. Below it, we have its validation logic. And we have the same thing for the email field too. Now, if we scroll down to the label for the age field, we have the validation logic, but no actual input field yet. Since age will always be a number, we should use a number field, right? Let's add an input of type number and bind it to our form using the form field directive like the other fields. Okay, that's it. Let's see what this actually gives us. If we click into the age field, you can see these increment and decrement spin buttons. Also, if we use the mouse wheel while hovering over the field, we can see that we rapidly change the age value. Honestly, this isn't really the ideal functionality for this field. Number fields are intended for incremental numbers. The problem is number inputs look right, but they come with UX issues like scroll wheel changes, inconsistent validation, and possibly even poor accessibility. That's why MDN actually recommends avoiding them for most cases. So let's switch over to the recommended approach. Let's open the HTML again. Let's change the age input type from number to text. And let's add an input mode of numeric. This tells mobile browsers to show the numeric keypad, which is exactly what we want here. Okay, now let's save and try this out. We get a TypeScript error. Since our age field is a number or null, it's letting us know that we can't assign this control to a string. This happens because up until now, Signal Forms didn't support binding a number to a text field. But support for this just landed in the latest pre-release version of Angular 22. You can see we're currently running version 21.2.8. So let's switch to an updated version. There. Now we're running version 22 next.7. Now let's switch back over to the component template. All right, now that we've updated, the error should be gone. But there's actually a little more that needs to be done before we can call this good. Now, it's important to note here that if we were to explicitly follow the MDN guidance on this, we would add the pattern, min, and max attributes directly to this field. But this isn't actually supported when using form field in Angular because the goal is to handle all validation logic in the form schema. So we'll remove these and let the validation do its thing. But what we still need to do is properly handle keyboard functionality for this field. According to MDN, most browsers will properly support this concept, only allowing numbers to be entered in the field, but some don't. So we need to implement this functionality ourselves. To do this, let's add a keydown binding and call an onAge keydown function, passing along the event. We'll need the event so we can check which key was pressed. Okay, now let's switch to the TypeScript and add this function. Let's add the new function, and the event will be typed as a keyboard event. Inside this function, let's add an array variable for the allowed keys for this field, including backspace, delete, tab, escape, enter, left, and right. These are keys the user still needs to navigate the input. Next, let's add a condition to return early if the key is one of the allowed keys. This allows the key to do its thing. We don't need any custom behavior for these. Next, we'll add a regular expression check. If the key is not a digit, we can call prevent default. This will stop any non-numeric characters from being typed into the field. All right, I think that's it. Now here's where this gets interesting. If we click into the age field again, there are no more spin buttons to increment and decrement. Much better. Also, the mouse wheel does nothing now too. And if I try typing letters, nothing happens. It only accepts numbers now. Now, let's enter an age under 18 and blur the field. There's our validation error. Nice. Now let's enter an age over 120. And we get that validation error too. Finally, let's enter a valid age. Now, the validation errors are gone. And if you look at the form model output, the value has been updated properly too. Now, watch what happens if we click in and clear out the age value. The form field value changes back to null. This is the piece that wasn't possible before. Previously, a text field would give you an empty string, but Angular now handles the conversion to null for us perfectly. So at this point, this is the approach I'd recommend in real apps with signal forms. Text input with numeric mode, schema validation, and explicit keyboard handling when needed. So, binding numbers to text inputs in Angular 22 signal forms is a huge win for user experience. It allows us to ditch the quirky number input where needed while still maintaining strict typing and clean validation logic in our form schemas. This is going to make building robust, accessible forms in large applications easier for sure. Now, this is a small example, but once you get into things like validation, async logic, and real-world structure, they can get confusing fast. That's exactly what I break down step by step in my Signal Forms course, how to actually use them in real apps. So check it out. The link is in the description below. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.